Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely Brutal OST and that break as you return with the second half of the semifinals. We just wrapped up. With Max Max versus Hero, and Hero is waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this series. Question becomes, who'll face off against him? Let's go. Let's jump on into our PvT. Let's jump into ShoWTimE versus Percival. Oh boy. Again, as we're nearing the second half, if not later end of the broadcast. Here we go. Also, bienvenidos. I see baby links in the chat. Doom BR as well. Bienvenidos. Good to see you all. Good to see you. As we're jumping in and spawning in the bottom hand corner of ley lines, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Este complete in the chat. Bienvenidos. But here we go. We're jumping into our first semifinals match, and coming into this, I'm curious to see how Percival will approach things. I did mention previously during the Big Gabe series how we've seen all-ins and two-base all-ins die down over the past couple of weeks, ever since the latest patch, basically. Ever since the latest patch, and now exemplified in the latest map pool as well. We've seen that occur, and even from Percival. He was one of the notorious Terrans out there that was doing non-stop two-base all-in after two-base all-in after two-base all-in, and we've even seen Percival just step away from that style as well. In saying that, welcome to Ley Lines. Ley Lines is one of the more medium-sized maps in the map pool, and I can see this going either way. We'll keep an eye on Percival. We'll see if he does go for something more aggressive or if he does embrace the mid-game. Meanwhile, I don't want to gloss over this. ShoWTimE. Where have you been? It's the ShoWTimE, baby. Yeah. We spoke earlier about how Big Gabe, I think him competing in this tournament was a rare sight. He almost never competes in open cups, especially the WardiTV Mondays. He just doesn't wake up early for them. So I want to say that was maybe the second time we've seen we've seen Big Gabe, Hero Marine, compete in the WardiTV Monday the entire year, twice in a year. It's crazy. He barely plays. He barely competes, I should say. And ShoWTimE is similar. I wouldn't say the same. ShoWTimE is still more active, but in recent weeks and in recent months, ShoWTimE, he has taken a step back. He's taken a bit of a break post EWC, and he's not been as active as he once was leading up to EWC, of course. So he's also a rarer sight. He's a rarer sight in the WardiTV Monday. So happy to see him competing here, and we'll see what he brings to the table, as we don't often get to see and experience ShoWTimE nowadays. Specifically post EWC, right? He's one of the many players that did kind of take a bit of a break and took a moment for themselves. Understandably so. A lot of players did. Oh, as Percival is going for 3x. Okay, a little bit old school here. So 3x build here by Percival. What is this? Is a stim timing. So building up mass marine into a stim timing into, he could even pull the boys with this as well, but a hyper aggression out of Percival, and it's going to be on ShoWTimE to confirm how aggressive he's being, to confirm the build exactly as to what's going on. So far the adept is going to be denied. Does try to shade past, does spot extra marines, but no confirmation yet. No confirmation. ShoWTimE getting into his own Twilight Council into Woods Blink. Now, once ShoWTimE, or if he does scout, if he does realize what's going on, it's going to be on ShoWTimE to engage ahead of time, to slow down the army and to try to slow down the overall push. Basically, when you build up and you get into this 3-rack stim timing, obviously your stims are finite because there's no medevacs, right? There's no factory, there's no medevacs, there's no support. So every stim counts and every stim hurts. And if you force a stim early, for example, if stalkers engage ahead of time and they force a stim, say, on your side of the map, then that will actually slow you down quite heavily. As Dep's taking behind the mineral line, denying any kind of mining, zero economy here for Percival. Ooh, so nice delay. Nice delay here by ShoWTimE. He delays, shading in once again. Spots a reactive marines. And at this point, he should be aware, hold up, where are your Hellions? Where's your Cyclone? Something's wrong. So now he's aware that there's no factory production. This could still be a 2-on-1, right? It could still be a 2-on-1, which is not unheard of in TVP. Otherwise, it could be a 3-ax, could be a 4-ax. ShoWTimE, he has an idea. Ooh. That's a Reaper Scout is denied. ShoWTimE, how many gates are we on? 2? 2-gate blink into a third. Very greedy build here by ShoWTimE. Okay. This is lining up for Percival. This is lining up for the Terran. Upgrades are almost done. This Percival was a little bit supply block, does break out of that. Building up his Marauders. Percival, he didn't really... Oh, sorry, he did cut the Twilight Council, he's aware. That's why he does incorporate a couple Marauders. And here he comes. And again, ShoWTimE, he's stuck at home. Like, he's not engaging. As we mentioned before, like, if ShoWTimE was aware of what was going on here, yeah, the boys are being pulled. If he was aware, he would be able to engage ahead of time and again try to force an early stim. Now he knows. Now he's aware, but is it too late? Because it's all or nothing here for Percival. The boys have arrived. Stims in. Yeah, does stim in. And ShoWTimE, he picks away at some of the Marines. But again, this was just such a greedy build from ShoWTimE. Again, it was 2-gate blink, 2-gate blink, no shield battery. The Marines, they stim in. They get 2-3 stalkers so far. Nice damage. The boys are being pulled. And can ShoWTimE hold on here? He does have focus fire. The Marauders, not bad. Nice target firing. And ShoWTimE holds. ShoWTimE, he does hold on. And where exactly are we? Okay. So a couple of things. ShoWTimE, he saved the third. He saved the third base. The third is up and running. He can make 3 probes at a time. ShoWTimE did lose 13 probes, but he killed 8 SCVs. So we have a back and forth. Oh, crazy blink. ShoWTimE getting punished. He blinks in, loses 3 stalkers. Ay. Miss rally as well. ShoWTimE, we gotta tighten up, Abby. Oh my god. He throws away 3 stalkers, bit of an F2 as all the observers come together as well. ShoWTimE, we gotta lock in, Abby. Gotta lock in. As Percival still has momentum, still has a larger army. Yeah, he scans, and he may just kill the third. May just bring it down. Stims in, turns away. Chasing down one of the stalkers, gets 1. Does he get 2? He does. And he gets 2 stalkers, a sentry as well. Brutal pickoffs here. And Percival, he may have just done it. Well, as he barely doesn't have enough to break the Immortal. But he's still rallying. He's still rallying anyway. No fear, Pappy, no fear. Ooh, as the Nexus goes down, takes out the Immortal as well, and again, ShoWTimE, we have everything being brought together. We have the... the F2 is real, Pappy, we're panicking. Because of this, this means that he doesn't see if there's a third base or more reinforcements on the way. Like, ShoWTimE has very limited vision. Very limited. And Percival, he's been expanding. He's expanding, getting a third base, building up into the mid-game. Percival is ahead, he has momentum, and the pressure's on ShoWTimE. Went behind Dark Shrine. Let's go. But winding it back, as a reminder, ShoWTimE was just hyper greedy this game. 2-gate blink is a rare sight. You don't see 2-gate blink anymore because it's so greedy, because you're so vulnerable. So ShoWTimE took a risk, took a chance, got punished for it, had less stalkers as a result. Observer gets spotted. And ShoWTimE is being hunted down. Gets a medevac, but he will lose almost every single stalker. If not every stalker. 4 stalkers go down. Ay. And GG. there's no final fight. That's game-ending damage. GG gets called, and Percival takes game number 1. GG. Ooh, and again, ShoWTimE, we gotta lock in, Pappy. We did mention that ShoWTimE has been a little bit more missing in action, and he has been less active. That is true, but despite that here, he was also just cutting a lot of corners and being quite greedy here, especially against Percival. Of course, we were mentioning how the meta has been shifting. That is true. That doesn't mean you can just be hyper greedy, though. Like, you're Pappy, you gotta respect your opponent, you gotta respect the Terran. And what I will say is that, again, these more aggressive builds are very map dependent. We're loading into Pylon. Game 2 here is on Pylon. Pylon is known for all-ins. Pylon is the smallest map in the map pool, the most aggressive map as well. This is where you can be in the face of your opponent, and there's a much higher chance that Percival is going to commit, so we gotta play safe. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the German Protoss player. We have the German Protoss, we have the red Protoss representing Sentinels down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Zabana, we have the South Korean Terran player, we have the blue Terran, leading the series 1-0. It is Percival. Here we go. And again, welcome to Pylon. Pylon has a very short rush distance by ground, also has a very exposed triangular third base, likewise has a more open linear third base, and an area in between the third and the natural as well that can be abused, where you can just ignore the third expansion, just go straight for the kills, straight for the natural as well. Which has a very wider ramp, and of course a longer entrance. So we're expecting ShoWTimE to calm down and go 3-gate blink at least. 3-gate blink, robo, delay his third base is what we're expecting out of ShoWTimE. If he cuts corners again, then he's going to be vulnerable again. As Percival's going for an economic opener. Likewise, it wasn't just about ShoWTimE being greedy, but if you remember, ShoWTimE, he never scouted. He never saw the main. He never saw the main base of Percival. Specifically, ShoWTimE never went for a sentry. There was no sentry, there was no hallucination scouts, so there was no vision as to what Percival was doing. So he didn't confirm that it was a 3-racks. Not just that, he also didn't confirm that the boys were being pulled either, because ShoWTimE didn't see the army until it was already halfway across the map. So yeah, ShoWTimE playing in a way that we're not really used to seeing, I would say. Like ShoWTimE being very risky, being very greedy, and also failing to scout and just failing to have any vision on his opponents. Just a very risky play out of ShoWTimE in game 1. By just playing blind and also by cutting corners. We gotta respect Percival back. Gotta respect it. So there was all that kind of led into the success that Percival had in game 1. And we'll see how that all comes together here in game 2. Reaper dips into the main. ShoWTimE is somewhat in position. Would you see that shade across the map? Meanwhile, Percival does dive in. And Percival, he will scout the Twilight Council. Twilight Council's on the way. Gets a probe. At the same time, Adept does delay the CC. Gets one SCV kill, but nice start stepping here out of Percival. Very nice. Zoning back the Adept. And I believe that's the second gateway. Yeah, so far 2-gate blink. No shot he goes 2-gate blink to a third on Pylon. No shot. No shot. We should be seeing an extra gateway from ShoWTimE. Percival back at home, this time going for a standard 1-1-1. Going into reactor and marine production, preserving his gas for what? For his factory production and for his starport. And yep, there it is, third gateway. So ShoWTimE, after game 1, he's playing safe. So a safer build here by ShoWTimE, but we have a more macro-oriented build from Percival. Going into Cloak Banshee. And it's going to be up to ShoWTimE to minimize losses against the Banshees. It's going to be on ShoWTimE. As it's getting War Prism, it's going to be more aggressive across the map. Are building up, and I believe ShoWTimE hasn't seen. Yeah, he has not scouted the main base. Similarly to last game, but I say similarly, a little bit more extreme here. Last game we saw an observer at least first out of the robo to scout across the map. Here it's War Prism, which means he sees nothing still. He's not fully aware, which means these Banshees have a lot of potential. Have a little potential here. One Banshee's moving on the right hand side. We have another Banshee moving out towards the left. Observer's on the way. ShoWTimE moves out. Reaper attempts to scout. And we'll see if Percival can hold on. So behind this, he has a tank, he has some nice SimCity. His bio army is a little bit lackluster. ShoWTimE is warping in. We'll see Percival getting someone in position. He's hit a buffer. And tank flow is going off. Tanks on the Stalkers. Prism, oh, does survive. And does break through the Marines. The Marines go down, diving on the tanks as well. Boys are being pulled, but too late, and the tank will fall. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand here. The Stalkers are getting out of control, picking up more SCVs. With reinforcements, though, Percival, he's holding on. Yeah, he's holding on at the same time. Banshees, an F2. Yeah, he did F2 back home. He activated the Cloak Banshee as well. Now he goes in, and ideally this would have been harassing at the same time. Oof. So, delayed harassment here by Percival. Now damage is being done. But at this point, ShoWTimE, he can now focus on the defense. Yeah, he can focus. So this is okay damage, but this could have been so much more. Okay, 10, 11, 12 probes. Still nice damage. But we have a back and forth. And Percival, he's building up into a third CC, building up into the mid game. So it's going to be on Percival to just turtle up, to expand. We do have a back and forth at least, but still rough position here for Percival. As ShoWTimE is taking up. He's getting his third base up and running. We have the Colossus on the way as well. Oh. Spot seems over. Barely. And ShoWTimE's fourth base is actually quite late here. A little bit surprising. Ideally, as the third base is being taken, the fourth base is already underway here for the Protoss. So later fourth base, the Colossus are building up. And for the most part, ShoWTimE should gain map control. Now, this is where Pylon is a little bit of a quirky map. On the one hand, what should be happening here is that Percival should be stuck on 3 bases, turtling up, and ShoWTimE should have full map control, mass expand, max out, and just overwhelm. But specifically on Pylon, because the map is so small, move outs like this, they take very little time to actually get across the map. So ShoWTimE is pushing. He's pushing. Sorry, Percival is pushing. He's moving out. Again, he's already encroaching upon the bases. Oh, bit of miscontrol. Throwing away 2 Stalkers. ShoWTimE does misrally. Move commands into the army. But the Colossus is ready. Tanks are late to siege. And the tanks will go down as ShoWTimE should clean up this army. He takes on both tanks. Percival going for the dive. Can he get the Colossus? No shield battery. Oh, no battery, but there are zealots. And with that, he holds. Yeah, ShoWTimE does hold on. Warps in just in time. Percival just doesn't have enough. We'll go for the fourth though. Let's try to go for the fourth base. Force the kite away. And ShoWTimE does hold on. Okay, Percival, he wants that Colossus. He wants him. But now there's 2. Where's the anti-air? Uh-oh. Yeah, Stalkers out of position. Bio army stems in, catching out the Stalkers. Gets 1, gets 2 Stalkers. Again, better trades here for Percival. Picking up Stalkers, picking up Zealots, hiding back, mine shots going off as well. I even caught one of the Colossus actually. And Percival, he has too much. Yeah, he has far too much here. He's stimming on in, that Viking going ham, now there's 2 Colossus. ShoWTimE barely hanging on. Just barely. Again, this is the army. 2 Zealots, 2 Stalkers, and 2 Colossus. Oh god. He needs those war pins. And he saves the 4th. He saves the 4th base, he saves all the probes. ShoWTimE, he survives. Survives the game from here. It does continue. We see Percival taking up. We have the Ghost Academy on the way. More Vikings. And ShoWTimE can slow the game down. We should soon be seeing either Disruptors or Storm. One or the other. You don't want to be stuck on pure Colossus. Don't want to be stuck. as that means the Terran player can just fixate on purely Viking production and shut you down. ShoWTimE getting a 5th. And the anti-air is still a little bit lacking here. And we have confirmation it is going to be disruptors. So second robo and disruptor production has begun. No going for storm. So he does kite away. Catching out 3 zealots. Oh, never goes off. The reaction! Oh my god, massive connection! Yeah, Percival getting caught out. Has to pull away. And a strong start for ShoWTimE. Lights over Nova. And we just need more. we just need more of that. We'll be fine. And ShoWTimE making 2 disruptors at a time. Disruptors are massing up, and Percival, he has a turtle. He has a turtle up here. He's getting a 4th base. We need sensor towers, missile turrets, Sim City, and Liberators. As ShoWTimE does push right through the center. Percival out of position. Trying to race over. Scan, does spot the rotation. Gets the EMP. I think on Percival, he still needs more Liberators, or just Liberators in general. There we go. Fusion Core is on the way. That will be for Liberator range. And we got there. Like we were speaking earlier about how we've seen a little more mid to late game in TvP, and this is kind of the scenario we're speaking on, where aggression subsides and you have to just turtle up as a Terran player, max out on 4 bases, and weather the storm until you can perfect your army. Now, if the Terran can get there, then they will have the superior composition. So far, decent splits, catching out 2 disruptors. Oof. Yeah, 3rd disruptor goes down. Percival, once again, he's holding. He's holding on. Oh, was that another? That was a Colossus. Oh, god. Missed rally out of ShoWTimE. Throwing away Colossus. They're just trying to zone away. Vikings hunting with the Colossi. And they'll get both. 1, 2 Colossus go down. First, we have to kite away. Does have to kite back. We're only playing with 1 disruptor here, so ShoWTimE has to be so careful. He dives on the army, not bad. Getting 1, 2, almost 3 medevacs. Punching Percival. Should not have been out here. Caught out. But he does barely get his Liberators out. Likewise, he does punish the Stalkers. We're getting messy. Nice one. Nice denial. Nice denial. The warp in. Percival, he's holding on. Now, what's a little bit scary here is that we did have the initial fight go in favor of Percival, but now we're building up Liberators. Right? Liberators are slowly building up over time, and currently there's no good answer. ShoWTimE is very zealot heavy. He has very few Stalkers, very little anti-air, and we're making 4 Liberators at a time. So there's going to be a big power spike for Percival, and ShoWTimE isn't ready for it. Ideally, ShoWTimE gets ready for Sky Toss, or he starts incorporating more Stalkers. One or the other. Colossus gets caught out. Gets one. Going for another. Ooh, the army does get choked up though. Yeah, rough fight here for Percival. He has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Oof. Yeah, very rough fight. At the same time, 18 Pro is going to be going down. We do get some nice damage across the map, but the main army here is struggling. And ShoWTimE, he may just end the game. Oh, Liberation has arrived. Just in time. That's going to be 19 probe kills. 19 probes going down. ShoWTimE, his Colossus are very low. 2 HP Colossus. It's crazy. One is on 2, the other's on 7. Liberators are moving in. Oh, it looks like there was a bit of a pause. Oh, sorry, there was a bit of a drop actually. This army does recall. Percival dropping into the main. He goes straight into the main base. At the same time, Percival does push on the top right hand side. ShoWTimE is out of position completely, and this base will go down. ShoWTimE getting caught out, getting pulled apart. Diving into the main, depowers and denies the warp in. Going for the Dark Shrine. And again, there's just too much liberation here. ShoWTimE cannot keep up. We spoke earlier how he had limited anti-air, so may as well just go for drop play. Wins the fight in the main base. Nexus did fall. And ShoWTimE is desperately double expanding. Trying to take more bases. Nice pickups. Let's catch a couple of Minivacs. That's the person where he distracted the entirety of the main army. Oh, and who catches who? So far we get some decent EMPs. And ShoWTimE just cannot push into Liberators. Like, it cannot happen. Not with this kind of army. He's getting up to 6 Colossus? Okay. Let's go. Building up to 6 Colossi. EMPs are going up. ShoWTimE gets caught out as well. Does miss rally in. He does focus on another disruptor. Stalkers looks like they will overwhelm. Okay, we have our massive gateway army. Takes down Liberators at the same time. Bottom left should fall. Dropping back into the main. And you can see that ShoWTimE's army has shifted from more of a Zealot composition to Mass Stalker. He's got 19 Stalkers. And that fight just went too poorly for Percival. He lost too much. Yeah, he bled out too much supply. Percival, he was doing well for himself. But one bad fight is sometimes all it takes. Lost his medevacs, lost his drops. ShoWTimE's moving in. Percival cannot keep up. Again, he lost his drops, he lost his Liberators as well. Doesn't really have much of an army. Rallies into the Colossus. And here comes a 6 Colossi. Let's go. 5 even. The lasers. And ShoWTimE breaks through. He breaks through the main army, pushes into the main base. And we're looking to force the ace match. Oh my god. As Percival was trying to hold on. But at this point, he's losing bases. Like, losing more expansions, more CCs. Production's being camped. Percival, he fought hard. He fought hard for this. Went crazy, Pat. He'll lose his final army. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. GG well played. Again, a very chaotic, very intense back and forth here from both ShoWTimE and Percival. Percival, he himself went for the early move out, the early timing. We did see some better trades at a time for Percival, catching the Colossus initially, but he wasn't quite able to take some better fights later on. The drop play was amazing. We saw him take down bases, take down expansions, and then he kept going for drops. As we mentioned, we saw ShoWTimE was switching to Mass Stalker, and he had a much better time dealing with those drops, shutting down the medevac, shutting down the aggression, and regaining map control. So to regain map control, as the Stalker count was getting higher, that is when Percival had to back off. Just back off, retreat, and turtle up again. Just turtle up again and be more defensive, as his opponent had a better army to keep up with the more mobile composition that Percival was going for. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going all the way to the ace match. We're going to game 3, going to be loading into Ruby Rock. Oh, let's go. I would say this is another map that does favor aggression. One of the few in the new map pool. So we'll see what we go for. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the German Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Sentinels, tying up the series 1-1. It is ShoWTimE. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Go, as we are going to be moving out. Oh, hello. Now my assumption was that this was going to be an eBay block, but never mind. Percival is going to be hiding here towards the top side. Okay. We have 1 racks at home and what looks to be 1 racks across the map. So a cheeky start here for Percival. As I mentioned before, this is one of the more aggressive maps in the map pool. I'm thinking of Ruby Rock. I'm thinking of Tourmaline as well. And 10,000 feet. The reason for this is because the entrance at the 3rd base and the entrance at the 4th base are very wide. They're very accessible. But of course, we might not even get there. See, Raxes are building up. I'm curious to see if we do end up going for something like a tech lab. Yeah, Marine production, not 2 Rax Reaper. Going for the Marine and going for the add-on. Wait, what? Command Center gets thrown down. We're still going for the tech lab, right? Yeah, we're still going for the tech lab. So this is Proxy Marauder. So Marauder is going to be slowly banking up here across the map. I believe we push with 2 or 3. Meanwhile, this looks like a standard opener from Percival. Very cheeky. Very cheeky. Here comes Concussive Shell. Marauders are amassing. This will hit a little bit later, but the goal here, the hope is that ShoWTimE is greedy. ShoWTimE underreacts. I mean, he just hasn't seen anything yet. He sees nothing. Waiting for the second Marauder. Halfway done. And what is at home? There is nothing. There's gonna be 1 Stalker, okay. Gonna be 1 Stalker at home to defend. Adepts, they do hit the ramp. Of course, they're gonna be stopped. Marauders are moving in. And that's that 1 defensive Stalker. Moves out across the map. It's gonna get caught out in the open. Ooh, it does get caught by the concussor. Oh, it does pull away, actually. It does pull away. Here comes the bunker. Boys are being pulled. And the pylon is gonna go down. Oh, and it does save it. Boys are hit a tank. But it's going to lose so many probes in the process here. 8, 9, up to 10 probes going to be going down. Bunker is denied. Down goes the 10th worker. And barely doesn't get the pylon. Okay, second pylon does finish. Let's go. Did a recall back home. Down to 1 adept. Down to 1 more stalker. Gets a second, gets a third. Okay, building up to 3 stalkers. And with that, ShoWTimE is barely holding on. Down to one Marauder. Bunker is denied, and ShoWTimE holds. He holds. He defends. He barely holds on. Did cost him, what, 10 probes? Did cost him 10 workers in total. But does hold on, does survive. Behind this blink is almost done. And we're going into a Dark Shrine. Okay, let's go. Going into DTs. It's a big commitment. And we have Percival going for a stim follow-up. Okay, there's layers to this. So initially we had the proxy marauder, and now we have the stim timing here in the follow. We can pull the boys with this, just like game one. So strong stim timing. The scariest thing, of course, are we going to hold on to scans? Will Percival be ready for the Dark Templar? DTs can be really effective against 2 base all-ins just because scans are limited, right? When you're going for an all-in like this, you're going to be muling as often as possible. So we'll keep an eye on the energy, as there's a mule. There's a mule. ShoWTimE's moving in. Into the main. He will get a full scout. It confirms all 3 Raxes. See Stim on the way as well. And so far, nice target firing on the Marines. And gets as many Marines as he can. Aye, aye, aye. That's what 7 Marines going down for 1 adept. The blink control. The micro. And Percival, he has to tech up. Factory's on the way. Ideally, he did not want to get a factory. But he's just lost so much of this attempted timing. And ShoWTimE's not stopping. It's not stopping, not slowing down. DTs are waddling in. Oh, nice scan. Very nice scan. Let's go with our Templar. And he does barely punish the recall. Gets 1. And ShoWTimE is still pushing. Still moving out. Again, the DTs were a little bit lackluster just because they both got caught with 1 scan. Oh, move command. That's force out of Stim. It's 1 Marine. At the same time, here comes a harass across the map. That's focus firing. Gets 1 of the Marauders. DT into the main base. Sure, this detection, but damage is still being done. I get 3 probes. Doesn't save the Dark Templar. Oh no! Missed rally! ShoWTimE! Oh god. Yeah. It was queued up to pick up the Dark Templar, but ShoWTimE does miscontrol. That means there's no counterattack potential. Percival is moving in. He stims. Forward, takes out the Dark Templar. Cashing out a couple of Stalkers as well, not bad. Gets 1, gets 2 more Stalkers. Crazy blink here out of ShoWTimE, but he will clean this up. Oh, does he get punished though? We're still rallying. Percival, he expand. Okay, we have an expansion. We have a 3rd CC on the way. We gotta make up our mind. 3rd CC, but we pull the boys? Okay. Which one are we going for, Pappy? What's going on? We could even just cancel, get a refund just to afford some more units here, just to afford more Marines. Okay. Sure. Why not? As Percival commits in, force field slows him down a little bit here, but gets up the ramp. Does get up. Picks up more zealots. And ShoWTimE, it looks like he should have enough to break this. It takes down the shield batteries, pushing into the mineral line. There's what, 3 zealots left. Down to 2. Down to 2 Zealots. We have the rally. We have more medevacs coming in. Little minus do borrow. And ShoWTimE, he has been broken. Again, a very intense game here. Very intense. We had it back and forth. DTs had potential, but they got shut down. Likewise, I mean, a big part of this as well is the War Prism. If the War Prism was kept alive, then Percival, he could not commit. Otherwise, he'd just be under threat of a counterattack whenever he, at any moment. Whenever he would try to move out. So without that War Prism, there was nothing to threaten. Army rushes in. We have a Colossus on the way. Ah, but it's too late. It's too late, Pat. Can we even snipe the Robo? Ah, not quite. Colossus will come out. The boys are being pulled. ShoWTimE getting desperate. He's got the Colossus. Okay, second Colossus on the way. Can ShoWTimE buy enough time to hold on and slowly retake his third base? I mean, he's just so far behind economically at this point. Referring to the fact that we have a fully saturated third expansion here for Percival. ShoWTimE is oversaturated. Rover goes down. Percival is just peeking whatever he can. More Zealots. ShoWTimE doesn't really have anything to break out with. I mean, DTs, sure. Like, if there's no scan, if Percival's too greedy, if he mules too hard, then maybe. Yeah, speaking of, there's no scan. Oh no, but there's EMPs! No! Percival, calm down. EMPs pop up. Break through the main army. And again, there's only a handful of soldiers remaining. GG gets called, and Percival, he will take the series at 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, congratulations to Percival as it also claim the series. Again, a very intense back and forth between Percival and ShoWTimE. Again, we did see that ShoWTimE was punished in game 1. He was hyper greedy in the first game, and he was punished for it, for cutting corners, for going for a 2-gate opener, which was crazy, without a scout either. Then, you know, we saw more of a back and forth coming into game 2 and coming into game 3. Still a very chaotic series here, and we saw that Percival, he was even forced into a macro game on Pylon, but in a really awkward position, and with that, Percival still does take the series 2-1. GG, well played. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Abitabas in the chat, lights as well. Oh my god. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months. For 3 months. Thank you. Thanks so much. We do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it as we're getting ready for the grand finals. It is going to be a best of 5 between Hero and Percival. Again, a really impressive performance here by Percival, but Hero is a very different kind of player. We'll see how Percival does adjust coming in against Hero. Oh boy.